Alright, welcome to this tutorial on how to play blackjack. We're going to start out here with the basics. The basic concept you want to have as a beginner blackjack player is that you always play against the dealer. The dealer's card is more important than your card, and the best way to learn is by doing. So we're going to go ahead and start out here. I have no idea how these cards are going to come out. On my right hand here, this is going to be you. On the left hand here, it's going to be the dealer. So we're going to start out. The dealer's going to deal you a card. The dealer's going to deal himself a card down. The dealer's going to deal you a card. The dealer's going to deal himself a card face up. So in this situation, you have no choice. You can't hit here because you're on 19, and the objective of the game is to get 21. So you're pretty close to 21. If you hit here, you're almost 100% going to bust because the only card that you can't bust with is a 2. But like I said, we always base our decision on what we do based off the dealer's card. If this is the dealer's card, they have a 2. A 2 is a bust card, but it's also known as the dealer's ace. What do I mean by a bust card? Some cards that are showing up are more likely for the dealer to bust on than others. And that's because we always assume that cards that aren't seen, so this card right here, I'm going to assume it's a face card. So let's see how this plays out here. It is a face card. I did not actually know that. So now the dealer has 12. The dealer has to hit. You stayed, you have 19. So the only thing that can beat you is an 8 or a 9, and if he gets a 7, you tie. You got a 4. So he has 16. The dealer has to hit on 16. So he has to hit, and he busts. So that is 16 plus 8 is 24. So the dealer busted on that hand. Play another one and see what happens here. Another face card, that's a good start. Let's see what you got here. 17. And let's see what the dealer has. A 3. So that's technically also another bust card. You have 17. 17 is a hand you almost always want to hold on because if you get a 4, 3, or 2, those are the only cards that you won't bust with. So there's a very high chance of you busting if you hit on this. And we see over here that the dealer has a bust card. So you hold, the dealer doesn't hold. That's unfortunate. 7 and a 3, that's 10, so what we expect here is a 10, and you'll probably lose. Lucky though, and this is 16 again. Dealer has to hit on 16. 20 though, so the dealer did end up winning. That's unusual to have 4 numbers like this, so I would almost guarantee the next card coming out is going to be a face card. So you're 1 and 1 right now. 18. Alright, and let's see what the dealer has. The dealer has a 10. So this is an interesting case as well here. You have 18, the dealer has 10, you have to hold, and basically at this point you're just hoping that this card isn't also a 10 and that you don't lose because of that. But again, your chances of, if you hit here, are so high of busting that there's literally no point in hitting here. You want to hope that the dealer doesn't have a high card. So let's see what the dealer has. The dealer has 20. So you're 1 and 2 right now. Alright, let's see what happens here. Oh, that's a good card to have there. The dealer has an 8. This is a situation where if you really feel like this next card is going to be a face card, you could double up on your bet, whatever your ante is out here. But an 8 is an interesting one. I mean, you could easily, if you double up, you can't hit again. So if you get a 2 here, you're going to be stuck with 13, and you're going to have 2 times your bet sitting out here that you could lose to against this. And we're going to assume that there's a 10 under here, so he has 18. So no matter what, you're obviously going to hit here because this is 7 plus 4, which is 11, and you're going to assume you're going to get a 10 here, which would bring you to 21. And if you had doubled up there, you'd almost guaranteed win this hand. So let's see what the dealer had. The dealer had 18, so you would have won that hand if you had doubled up or not. As long as you had taken the hit there, you would have won. Alright, so now you're 2 and 2. This is where things get tough. Okay, so this is the situation where I'm talking about you are playing against the dealer. A lot of people feel differently about 2s because they do call 2s the dealer's ace, but no matter what, you have to know that this is a bust card. So you have 15. Right now we're assuming that the dealer has 12. A lot of people go by their gut feeling here with 2s, and they'll either hit always on 2s or they won't. I would recommend staying with one strategy. I typically won't hit on a 2 and just stay consistent with that. But it does come down to your gut feeling. So with 15, it's tough because this could easily be a 9 under here and they could end up with 21. You just don't know how the cards are going to play out. If you hold here, there's also a very high chance that the dealer has a 10 here, and then this next card on the top of this deck could be a 10 and they'll bust. What I would recommend is not hitting, staying, and letting the dealer's hand play out, because 15 is still a pretty high hand and you're most likely going to bust. And there's that dreaded 9, so we expect a 21 here. 13, alright, and then 22, so they did end up busting on that one, so that's a good round there for you. So now you're 3 and 2, and holding on that 5 there did play out, so that should be face up. So also face up. 6 and 5, that's a good opportunity to potentially double up. Now that you see that the dealer has a 10 though, and we have 11 here, I would not double up, because the only thing that's going to beat that, I'm assuming this card that's not showing is a 10. The only thing that'll beat that is if I get a face card. There's a high percentage chance that you're going to get a face card. It's not as likely that you're going to beat the 10. So if you might get a 9 or an 8, if you get an 8 and there's a face card under here, you're going to lose twice your bet. So I would just hit this and not double up on this. And there we are, we have 18. We're not going to hit on our 18. We're going to see what the dealer has. The dealer has 20, so you lost that one. Alright, so now you're 3 and 3. Playing conservative here. 8, 18, and they have a 3. So obviously you're going to hold, see what the dealer has. We're going to hope for another 10 here. 19, so that one you actually lost. And you're going to see, no matter what strategy you stick with, sometimes you're just going to get unlucky. There's a lot of strategies to change that luck. You can try and mix things up, you can switch tables, you can play a little unorthodox. I would recommend staying consistent in one strategy, whatever it is that you pick. Alright, so 9, and the dealer has a 2. This is another situation where you could double up on your ante. If you expect them to bust, and you expect to get a 10 here, and you have 19, you're most likely going to beat the 2. Personally, because I agree with the case that 2s are the dealer's ace, I would not double up on this bet. Okay, so if I didn't double up, I still have the opportunity to hit here, but since we discussed earlier, 2s are a bust card, I would probably hold on this, but some people might hit, like I talked about earlier. So I'm going to hold. I've got 5, 6 or 16, 7 or 17. Dealers have to hit on a soft 17. And let's see, what do we got here? 6, 11, 12, 13, 14, 24. Sorry, that was a queen there. So the dealer busts on that one, and you're 4 and 4 right now. So if you kept your same bet out there, you would be exactly even with money right now, and that's just playing conservatively. So I'd like to continue these videos and these tutorials on how to play blackjack. At the end of the day, what I'd like to remind you of is that at the end of the day, the game is luck, and you can't rely on a strategy to win you money. So don't gamble your rent money, and be smart, have a little fun with it. Make sure you know when you're at a casino that that's the point, is to have some fun. You'll do a lot better that way. So don't bet money you don't have, basically.
If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Go ahead. Smash that like button. And click subscribe so you won't miss any new videos.